All right, it's 7 o'clock. We will open the public hearing for the 2026 general fund and operating budget. Mr. Clerk, please read the public notice.
The Common Council of the City of Tonawanda will hold a public hearing in the council chambers at Tonawanda City Hall, 200 Niagara Street, Tonawanda, New York, Tuesday, October 28, 2025 at 7 p.m., at which time all interested persons may appear and will be heard with respect to the 2026 Mayor's proposed budget and 5-year capital plan. The public hearing notice and copies of said 2026 Mayor's proposed budget and 5-year capital plan are available for inspection by the general public in the city clerk's office Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. till 4:15 p.m., as well as on the City Tonawanda website.
All right, thank you. At this time, we'll now take comments or questions on the 2026 general fund and operating budget. Yep, so just come up to the microphone.
$27 Fillmore. Does this meeting mean anything?
We're required to have a public hearing on the budget.
I know you're having a public hearing on the budget. Doesn't mean anything. No matter what we say, it doesn't mean anything.
I would say it does.
Does? I got a question. Was that 2% tax? Was that passed? So we did away with it?
Do you mean overriding the tax cap?
Yeah.
No, it was not adopted by the council.
Not adopted?
No.
Yes, it was.
Oh, yes, it was. Yes, it was. I apologize.
There wasn't anybody in here and it's put it to the front to the back that wanted that done. You did it anyway. Why? You did it.
Yep, the council voted for it.
No, 2 of the council voted for it, 2 did it, and you passed it. But why? There were people that were really angry in here. Why did you pass that when nobody wanted it? Is that what, Mr. Mayor White, is that what we mean by, being clear with our city hall? When you were running for mayor, didn't you say that?
Transparency, correct.
But we're not.
It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to go over.
But the point is
But-
you can,
That's correct.
and you shouldn't have passed that. I got kudos for the 2 that voted against it. They were the only ones that were listening to what people were saying. There was an old man up here screaming and howling with the microphone and saying, you guys did it anyway. Why did you should be ashamed. You should.
I don't know.
Why? Because you did something we didn't want done?
Because we don't know what the expenses were gonna be. It's a safety net.
Do
The
you,
people did not want it.
sir, do you have comments on the budget? This is a public hearing on the budget.
You're also gonna say, we only got 2 minutes. But I got one other thing to say. When we pave the streets, why can't we ask whether there's anything under the street that's gotta be done? We have paved so many streets and dug them up the day after they've been paved, and then filled in the pothole that was left, and it lasts a year, and then we got potholes all over the place. Why? Isn't that a waste of money? We can't get together with the people that need to get down in there and say, hey, do that first, then we'll pave the streets. I mean, you're talking about money and budget. That costs money. Why can't we do that?
We'll definitely take that back to our DPW superintendent.
Sure you.
Thank you. Any other comments on the budget?
Bill Simon, 6 Plymouth. Just a comment. Every week we get copies of the minutes. It's a shame that for these people that are sitting here, I happen to have my copy from the last meeting. The city clerk couldn't provide us with copies of the budget.
The budget's online. Do you have any questions about the budget?
People have their phone out and can read the budget off of their phones.
Mr. Clerk, can you print out some copies of the budget for the public?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other comments on the budget?
I said,
Ron, before you go, hold on. Are we gonna take a break and wait for the city clerk to print out those things? Because if he's busy printing, he's not gonna be able to maintain the order of the meeting from the Zoom and everything else. So
Mr. Clerk, do you have copies printed? at your disposal?
I can check. I had some in the clerk's office on the shelf. Let me check. I don't have any of those right now. I know the last time they were printed up, the city treasurer printed those up, and then I kind of put them out
Okay.
available for residents who were attending the last common council meeting. I'm not sure if I have the most recent
15.
budget. I may want to confer with the treasurer and make sure.
Adam's coming to get them.
Yep.
No, you can proceed. Do you have your questions already? Okay. Okay, you can proceed.
Typical 3 minutes. So,
Yes.
I figured, very good. Ron Snyder, 31 Hill Street. Nice to see everybody tonight. I know I've worked with many of you before as the chairman of the city cemetery. I just wanted to just give a few reflections about our year, and then I'm gonna talk about the budget. Some of you may or may not know, 3 years ago, the cemetery board came up with a comprehensive 10-year plan on our efforts to restore the cemetery. And the good news is we're making progress. We have a street here this year. Matter of fact, our second new shed was delivered last week, so we have more room for supplies and equipment. We were actually storing equipment on site. The other good news is that, unlike 3-4 years ago, we don't have the issue of the 3-foot tall grass anymore in the cemetery. We're getting much more frequent cuttings. Mr. Franzak and I spent a few hours up there one day, and I even complimented whoever was either the seasonal employee was doing the weed whacking, was doing an outstanding job. And I commend that because it's a mundane, horrible job. So that's a couple of things. The other things, we're getting some great volunteers. And we're getting young people. We've been influx with new kids from Tonawanda and North Tonawanda. We've got new volunteers that are associated with Sweeney Cemetery in North Tonawanda. So hopefully we're making future preservationists about these young people because they're really taking a liking to what we're doing in the cemeteries for repairing headstones and things like that. Okay, we touched over 125 headstones this summer. So we're making great progress. We were concentrating on Civil War veterans and things are looking up. Let's talk about the budget. So for the last 3 years now, well, including, let's say 26, we've been getting $5,000 a year that the cemetery board appreciates, which works out to about 0.016% of the total budget. And I've been here before, and I think it's time for an increase. And I can't tell you where that's going to come from, okay? But I will attest to Mr. Fisher's reaction at the budget workshop. Mr. Fisher's member of the cemetery board, as Ray, Mr. Skip Johnson's here also. But when I saw the figure of $30,000 or $40,000 for trees and flowers, another $15,000, $20,000 for topsoil and sandy loam, I have a hard time justifying that our group has to use our funds to buy topsoil this year. We've had to buy our own topsoil this year because it was not in the budget. So again, I will not tell you where this money is going to come from. I'm asking for $10,000 2026 budget. We want to put the water line in. But one of the things that we wanted to accomplish this year was the water line. Want to get water service back in, so I don't have to drag the water trailer back and forth across Main Street like I did almost 40 times this summer, bringing over the water from St. Francis to the territory. No cost to the city, of course. But I think we're doing great things there. I want to make the cemetery a travel destination. 10 years from now, people will say, when you come to the city of Tonawanda, you gotta go check the cemetery out, because you're never gonna see anything so spectacular. We've got big plans for the Civil War monument. So I think our organization, I can't think of another organization in the city that's doing greater things for a piece of city property than we are. I always like to end my cemetery meetings with the famous quote from Ben Franklin: "Show me your cemeteries, and I will tell you what kind of we have." And I think that should ring true with our city of Tonawanda Cemetery.
Thank you.
Question.
Yes,
You're asking for $10,000 increase?
No.
10,000 total,
10 total.
so we're on the same.
Okay, very good. Anything else?
Thank you, Mr. Steiner.
Thank you for letting me speak to me.
Any other comments?
Susan Gray, 32 Adam. I printed my budget out for them online. You're right, it should be available. My question is, I printed this yesterday. Is this the final budget that you're gonna vote on?
Yes,
You're not gonna.
minus amendments.
And
council
when
can
will you
make-
need to do any amendments to discuss that?
Well, we are scheduled to meet next Tuesday, and then we have to adopt a budget by the second meeting in November.
So on Tuesday in the workshop session, will you be talking about the adjustments to the budget? Like Mr. Snyder asked for more for the cemetery board or anything else?
Potentially, yes, right up to the second meeting in November.
Will it be announced that you're gonna talk about the budget? And how are we gonna know that you're gonna talk about the changes in the budget?
Our agenda will get posted by the clerk.
And it'll be on the.
There would-
You don't
there-
post the.
There would have to be a resolution to adopt the budget.
Right, but you're gonna discuss it before that.
Yes, I would
And
envision
when will
that.
be?
Our next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, November 4th.
So during that meeting, you're gonna discuss the budget.
Yes, and council members can email the clerk with amendment adjustments.
Okay, and I noticed that for the past couple of years, we've been budgeting, I think it's $47,000 a year for foreclosures. How many foreclosures have we done for unpaid taxes?
What page are you on?
Page 4. On tax foreclosure, contractual.
That's a budgeted line. I have to talk to our city attorney to see where we're at with the amount of foreclosures
How much have we
and
spent?
what we've spent. Mr. Adam, do you have the expenditure, revenue and expenditure report? It's not in here. Mr. Clerk, do you see the treasurer?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you ask him for a revenue and expenditure report?
To the actuals.
Yes, and is that for anything specific or just the general revenue and expenditure report?
We'd like to know about the expenditure for the for the foreclosures.
Okay, I just wanted to confirm. Thank you.
And I think it would be nice on budget if you show how much is budgeted and how much we've spent in the past. So that if we see, maybe last year we budgeted 20,000 for something, and this year you're budgeting 30,000. How much should we spend? They felt it was a $10,000 increase. I think that column on the budget would help everybody understand.
For 61. All right,
I had asked for a report, but I was told I had to foil it, and I didn't have time to foil it, so.
okay. All right, so as soon as the treasurer hands in the revenue and expenditure report, I'll get you that information.
Will be tonight.
I hope so. I think he's printing copies of the budget. Any other comments?
Good.
This is all right.
So 13 on 20 state. Just a quick comment. Much has been made about the reevaluation and the fact that it's been in the budget, $100,000. I'm a little concerned that it's going to be a political football. So I'm on the board, so I feel like I can speak to it. People are under the wrong understanding. This is not a tax credit. It is fairly equalize the tax rate, make sure everybody's paying their fair share. The state recommends it every 3 to 5 years. The mayor has to put it in the budget. I believe we're at year number 4, if I'm not mistaken. You put it off now, how long you gonna put it off? And I'm really not here to advocate for it or against it, but you're gonna have to do it. To use a word that's thrown around a lot there, you're kicking the can down the road. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your comment. Before we proceed, Adam, do you have a revenue and expenditure report for the year-to-date spend out of 1981-0461 by chance? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
What was the line?
1981-0461 year-to-date. Okay, any other comments?
Simple, Timothy Briano, 44 Scott Street. The question I have is, we are looking to raise because we have to cover costs, but how many structures in the city are arreared in their taxes? From the last thing I saw, it was close to $1 million that are people that owe back taxes from 2023 backwards. What is this? What are we doing to collect this money? Housing has not been, court has not been moving this forward. And people are living in the city, not paying their taxes. We have to suffer picking up their tabs. So what are we gonna do? How are we gonna rectify the situation and demand that the courts move quicker on this as a benefit to the whole city? $1 million is a lot of money. Surely we won't get the whole million, but if we put them into foreclosure, then maybe the people who buy these homes will pay their taxes and it won't be a problem on the rest of the city. That's my question on that.
Thank you. So I know we sent notices out to property owners and we were able to recoup some of that $1 million. The treasurer can speak more of how much we were able to bring back in. But we were able to get a chunk of it back. Any other comments? Any comments or questions on the 2026 general fund and sewer fund operating budget? Mr. Clerk, any residents joining us virtually wish to address the council? Mr. Clerk, can you hear me?
Sorry, I was on mute for a second. I do have one resident who would either like to speak or has a comment or a question. Can I unmute them?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Lindsay Pajelski, 203 Rogers Ave. I noticed that under the youth center, in the past, they were budgeted $1750 for arts and crafts, and now it's at $0. And then I noticed under the arts and crafts section for the pool, it was previously budgeted at $1,500 and now it's down to $1,000. And I think with the fact that we don't have a lot to offer our youth and now we're taking away from possible activities. I know we just had the art classes on Wednesdays happening. I think, again, it would be a great time to have that conversation about possibly taking that $5,000 from the salary line from the youth bureau and putting it towards the youth programming within the recreation department, since we're taking away more money from them. So that is my comment. I would like everybody to please consider that, since we're taking away more from our kids. We could use the salary line in a wiser way. We could bring in companies and businesses to offer services on a monthly basis and really start to be able to give our kids something. Because if you go online, you'll see all the offers from NT for their kids. You'll see all of the offers for Town of Tonawanda for their kids, and we're not providing our kids. Thank you.
So just to clarify, Lindsay, the last year, the program for the youth center was closed and ended, the after school program. So that's where that money
Sure, I understand, but there's still opportunities for classes for kids. They do the painting for kids and families. They do other family events that involve arts and just activities for the youth. Doesn't really have to deal with the after school program or anything like that.
Yep, I just wanted to clarify that on that line. All right, any other comments? Okay, Adam, I'm gonna turn it back over to you. Do you have the year-to-date expenditure for 1981-0461?
Yeah, $11,145.
Okay. Thank you. And then, the other question was on the taxes, the delinquent tax revenue. Do you know how much year-to-date we have brought in?
From the prior foreclosure,
Yes,
exact number. It's not gonna show up in the financial as in that line, but we have collected probably
about $1 million. Okay.
What's more outstanding?
I just pulled a list for our attorneys, meeting this month, now that the school tax has gone to 2 years over years. It closed, 23 city and 23 school. So we waited to that point. On that list, there was 132 properties, for about $1.3 million.
For how much?
Well, it's all 1.3. That's what we're allowed to go after at this point, so.
Any idea when that list is gonna come out again?
From my understanding, him and Brittany, we're working on, getting stuff filed with the county so we can get that first step going. So it should be 12 to 18 months, I've seen here. The last one started in 2022, we're just finishing it now. Hopefully we'll have an auction coming up next month or so. It's supposed to be by the end of this month, but.
Yeah, because that's what was said, we're gonna get it the first part of October,
Yeah,
with the ones after COVID.
that was, that
2 months or
was
so.
foreclosed to 2020. Like I said, that would have started in 2022, so on the same idea that 2 year arrears that would have closed out. Years.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments? Adam, would you mind repeating the year-to-date?
So the year-to-date spent in the, out of that line is $11,155. The latest foreclosure that I just did at the beginning of the month is 130 properties, $3 million. Brought in, closed out, 2020 and older, well, once we do the auction, we'll close out. Have about $1 million brought in.
So it's 3 million.
So the next list is going to close for at least another year. By the time we all the process.
Okay, we have another comment on the floor?
How many properties is it for the foreclosure? That are going to have an auction? The final list I saw, there was like 10 to 15 left. Don't quote me on the exact number. But that was given to the attorneys. While it's supposed to be due at the end of August, so we'll do a full report for that next week and send it over to their office where it's gone there. It's not my position.
Any other comments?
I do not.
Any comments on the 2026 general fund and operating budget? Any other comments on the 2026 general fund and operating budget? Mr. Clerk, anyone joining us virtually have any comments on the 2026 general fund and operating budget?
No, Madam President.
Okay, this concludes our public hearing for the 2026 general fund and sewer fund operating budget. Thank you all for coming this evening.
Thank you.